You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Well, guys, let's talk about ESPN. Because just a week ago, ESPN did layoffs. And the first name that actually dropped during the layoffs is actually Ryan Clark, NFL analyst for ESPN, the former Pittsburgh Steeler. He had been there for roughly a decade, if I'm not mistaken. I remember he was also doing some analysis actually during the NFL season for ESPN as well. However, guys, he was the first thing to drop, and a lot of people actually celebrating him leaving because Ryan Clark made everything about race. And it definitely seems like ESPN is trying to right the ship on the race hustlers at their network. ESPN has been in decline for a very, very long time. And on a yearly basis, they seem to do a whole bunch of layoffs. But ESPN, Walt Disney mainly, keeps spending money to acquire stuff. They acquired NFL Network. And we knew that the layoffs are actually going to be coming to ESPN because some of the roles are actually redundant when it comes to ESPN and NFL Network. Now, another name that was actually fired was Karl Ravech. He had been at ESPN for like 30 years, covering Major League Baseball. He got his walking papers, just like Ryan Clark. Now, Ryan Clark was actually told pretty much live on the air during the commercial break, your services are no longer needed. Karl Ravech, now he actually does, live MLB coverage, so it was probably going to be a bit more difficult to tell him, hey, you got to leave right now. A bit different because ESPN easily could actually get someone from NFL Network to come over and do the same thing Ryan Clark is doing. Not so much with Karl Ravech. Karl Ravech, he got fired, but in a shocker, he was actually calling a game for ESPN last night. Folks, I'm pretty sure that Ryan Clark is going to be screaming racism on this one because this is what Ryan Clark does. Karl Ravech, not completely gone from ESPN. Let's go ahead and dive into it. Here we go. So right over here on the spun, I saw this. I was like, wait a minute, hold on. Karl Ravech shows true colors after ESPN layoff. And I was thinking, all right, he probably went out there, said some nice things about his 30 years at ESPN. Unlike Ryan Clark, who was actually screaming racism and that he couldn't be too black on ESPN because the network wouldn't allow it. That wasn't the case. Karl Ravech was actually calling a game for ESPN. Remember, he's a live play-by-play analyst, so it's a bit different. Look at this here. It says, the ESPN bring back Karl Ravech a little over a week after reportedly getting rid of him. Ravech, who first joined the worldwide leader in sports in 1993, was part of ESPN's layoffs earlier this June. He apparently was informed of his fate by a reporter who reached out for comment. So ESPN didn't tell him directly that he was getting fired, but however, Ryan Clark was actually told by ESPN because Outkick had already got informed that he was getting his walking papers. Look at this right here. Despite reports about Ravech being laid off, he called Thursday night's MLB game between the Atlanta Braves and Washington Nationals. According to Andrew Marchand of The Athletic, ESPN gave Ravech the chance to work a few more events, including the Little League World Series this summer. Yeah, quote, after 33 years at ESPN, Ravech was given the opportunity to work some summer dates. According to a source with direct knowledge of the circumstances, who was granted anonymity to speak on a sensitive subject. Ravech will call, let me get rid of this ad too, by the way. Ravech will call the August 12th New York Yankees Seattle Mariners game and will be on some Little League World Series action. He has been the lead on the Little League World Series. Yeah. So, like I said, kind of hard to actually get rid of someone when they're the lead analyst and they've been on baseball, forever. Ryan Clark was easily replaced. He wasn't doing live play-by-play. He was just doing first take or whatever. And we seen those sports debate shows. They can rotate anybody in. But look at this right here. Awful announcing. The supposedly laid off Karl Ravech is in the booth calling Braves Nationals for ESPN tonight. Check this out.
Washington and Atlanta. Welcome inside. Buster Olney's down on the field shortly. Andrew Jones will be down there as well. This is Eduardo Perez, fresh off his trip from Cooperstown. And I'm Karl Ravech. It has been a very big season and a big week, and they do get Acuna back. What does that mean for the Braves?
Yeah, right there. Right there. Everybody is in shock. But once you actually look at it, guys, it kind of makes some sense. It really does. Now, he's still fired by ESPN. He's still laid off. But they gave him the opportunity to actually to continue to call some games, because I'm pretty sure that probably would actually put ESPN in a bind to actually hurry up and actually find somebody. Now, if you guys remember a few years back when ESPN actually did the mass firings on on-air personalities, remember they fired Mark Jackson, Jeff Van Gundy. All that stuff happened outside of the NBA season. So they actually had time. But right now, guys, MLB season is still going on. Very hard, man, to actually get rid of him. But Karl Ravech, he's still done at ESPN. He could have easily just told them, hey, kick rocks. You guys just fired me. But he was a professional. And Karl Ravech, he sticks to baseball, unlike Ryan Clark, who wants to make just about everything about race. It's so annoying, folks. So annoying. Whole bunch of people over the years, guys, have actually lost their jobs at ESPN. Ryan Clark made it about race. Started crying on his Pivot podcast, playing the victim. When year after year after year, ESPN lays off people. And really, guys, there's no discrimination. There's been black people, white people, been shown the door at ESPN. Jemele Hill, wasn't she fired by ESPN? But doesn't she kind of still be on ESPN sometime? We've seen that. I mean, you've had people that's been fired multiple times by ESPN. Stephen A. Smith, when he first got on ESPN back in 2004, remember, he was actually let go, and then they brought him back, and now he's pretty much the most high-profile person at ESPN. At one point, he was the highest paid, but now Pat McAfee is about to get a whole bunch of money from ESPN. So there you have it, guys. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. And make sure to subscribe to the channel. And we'll catch you next time. Well, Black and White Nation, it is that time. The 4th of July sale is here. 20% off everything in the merch store, including our new America 250 second edition. Has America 250 on the front with the flag on the back. We also have our America 250 George Washington edition with the America 250 logo on the back, George Washington on the front. We have our Freedom shirt. We have all the merch you guys want. Patriotic gear. Our best-selling shirt is our Bald Eagle edition America 250 shirt. We have sports gear. We have hats. We have bat pats as well. Get your merch today, guys. 20% off. If you are a paying member to the website, you get 25% off. And by the way, you can become a member and support us just for $10 a month. You can also save money by getting the annual plan. If you would like to donate to us, you can do it directly on the website. $5, $10, $20, whatever you guys want to give. We do appreciate the support.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.